Hello, thank you for joining me. Well, I'm on the beach today, as you could probably gather, and I'm just going to have a little walk around first of all, see if I can find any areas of interest worth detecting. Hey Merrill, how are you doing?
Gary, it is so good to see you at the beach. You may know that the beach is my happy place.
So while I've got you here, Merrill, I want to pick your brains just to see what you will think would be the productive areas. So here we go. I'm just going to start by walking around a little bit and you can give me your thoughts as we go. I'd really appreciate that. First of all, you can see the detector laid up against these rocks, and we've got the groins going down 1, 2, 3. So the groins go all the way down the beach. So let's start off at the top.
Wait, stop right there. Erosion alert, erosion alert.
Ah, you've seen something already. Okay, let's take a look.
Gary, you might want to check that wall right there. It is eroded down. Hey, Danny Deus, we don't have anything quite like that here. We have a totally sandy beach, but you could see that the wind hit that and perhaps some waves hit that. And yes, I would definitely metal detect that.
So the erosion there is quite possibly going to expose some older targets. I get that. So what about the rest of the beach? And you can see what we're working with here. As you can see, there's Bob down there detecting. So what do you think to these undulations up and down, up and down? Are they worth searching?
Well, I guess there's two ways you could look at it. You have a low tide that is coming. The tide is going down. You could use that and say you're going to do the dry now, or you could just start working your way down with the tide.
So why do we get these seaweed lines in a perfectly straight line? What's the reason for that?
The seaweed line is also known as the high tide line, and it's where the seaweed gets pushed up. It changes because all tides are different, and of course you have waves that are fueled by wind, but you could kind of tell when it's new seaweed, and that tells me where the latest high tide line was.
Okay, the $1 million question. You're on the beach with me today. Where's the first place you'd search? What do you think will hold the most potential?
Gary, looking at your beach, the first thing that I notice is the wave speed. There really is not too much waves there. New York, we actually have a surf scene, and you see the white in the background. That indicates that we have a little bit larger waves, and that means it could be pushed onto the beach with more regularity. I have no doubt that you have some big storms over there, but where I would look is where you're at. Perhaps there is a towel line that people put stuff down, stuff drops out of bags, stuff drops out of pockets, and also a big storm could come in and stuff could be pushed in. Where I would look primarily is in the water, but you're not dressed for that, buddy. You might know that, you might know that your hands get wrinkled when they get exposed to water. They shrink a little bit. That's when rings fall off. And I think you get that at a greater frequency here than you do in the dry sand. You also have to think in terms of where other detectorists have been, and it's most common for them to do close to the water too. So you might actually have a good day if you go further back. You just got to see where the targets are. Go Terrain helps with that.
I think the program I'll be using today is the factory default beach sensitive program. With the beach sensitive mode in the multi-frequency, I shouldn't need any adjustments between wet and dry sand.
Go get some gold, buddy.
So here we go then, Merrill. Let's see if you're right. There's a good one. Obviously some sort of ordnance. They did the preparation for the D-Day landings actually on this beach. But if you guys know what that is, please post in the comments below.
I think it's a whatchamacallit, Gary. You know, it's interesting. A lot of the beaches in New York have groins and jetties. This one does not. But that is meant to stop erosion. There's something called longshore drift. If you look out in the ocean, you can see that the waves the general direction is this way. And as the water moves, the sand moves. And that's why you get a buildup on one side of that sea defense.
So these sea defenses along here, that's where you think there might be some rings or coins?
The short answer is yes.
I've just turned the iron volume down a little bit, so it's not giving me too much trouble. Absolutely fantastic condition. A little bit of polish and that'll look good on my display cabinet. This is an interesting one, Merrill. You can see how the tide's going out now and the shingle is getting much finer, almost turning to a really fine sand. Do you think that would be worth searching?
To me, anything in the wet area of the beach, anything in the swim area is so worth searching.
Okay, let's do it. That one's a real DP quiet one. Look, coming up at 82. It's not a perfect signal, but it's certainly worth investigation. What do you think, Merrill?
Gary, let's just say I hope you had a high-calorie breakfast. That one sounds deep.
Now that is the tool for the job. Try the MI6.
There you go.
Well guys, I'm going to stop filming for a minute until we get a little bit closer.
It's down there, buddy. Keep going.
Right guys, look how deep we've gone. And that is the target, whatever it is. It's starting to fill up with water a little bit now. There it is, look. What is it? Oh, look at that. Can you believe that? At about 16 inches down. Merrill made me do it.
Gary, listen, I care about your cardiovascular health. I'm glad you went down to go get that. And you know what? Being that it's a fishing weight, I have found a lot of gold around where I find fishing weights because both are heavy. And that fishing weight, it's white. Hey, that's been there for a while.
Now, if you trod on that in your bare feet, you would be in some serious, serious trouble.
So good for you for digging that out.
Hey Merrill, thank you so much for your advice. It's been absolutely brilliant having you with me, giving me the heads up on these little interesting patches of the beach. It just goes to show you, doesn't it? You don't need a massive beach to have a good time. A small area like we're searching today is more than enough. There's signals everywhere and some interesting finds. It's only a matter of time before we find that gold ring. What do you think?
My final thoughts on the beach, let it be zen. Have fun with it. Oh, my buddy's got a signal. I gotta help him in a minute. But you know what? It's about the sounds. It's about getting out there. It's about serendipity. Sometimes you get some cool stuff. Sometimes you get, you know, stuff.
As they say, information is king. So the next time there's a big storm on this beach, I can come down here armed with the information Merrill's given me, and hopefully I can choose the right spots and make some good finds. Well, if this video's brought you any value or entertainment, don't forget to like and subscribe. As for me, well, that's getting to cold beer time, so I'm going to have to say cheerio. Bye for now.